My question is to the member for Bruce, as Chair of the Joint Committee of Public Accounts and Audit. With reference to the committee's inquiry into Synergy 360-linked procurement at Services Australia and the NDIA, how and when was the inquiry initiated? What has been the process to date? What hearings have been scheduled and with whom? What are the next steps? Can people still make submissions? What are the process impediments to completing the inquiry, and when will a report be tabled?
In his capacity as Chair of the Joint Committee, I give the call to the member for Bruce.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I thank the member for Jagajaga. I'll address her questions about the inquiry's process and procedure. With regard to the inquiry's initiation, evidence was received at public hearings on the 14th of April into the inquiry into Commonwealth procurement from Dr Ian Watt AC, the former Secretary of the Departments of Prime Minister and Cabinet and Finance, the Chief Executives of Services Australia and the NDIA, and Synergy 360 principals, including Stuart Robert's associates, Mr David Milo and Mr John Margerison. Procedurally, as Dr Watt was not able to examine the actions of ministers, lobbyists and vendors, the committee utilised its powers to initiate this inquiry focused on Synergy 360-related procurements, given the seriousness of the evidence regarding irregularities. The committee has held both public and in-camera hearings, including with Mr Groff, Infosys Vice President, and an unnamed witness at an in-camera hearing last Friday, the 28th of July, Witness A. The committee's progress has been seriously impeded due to the key witness, Mr Margerison, failing to answer questions. Therefore, on the 27th of June, the committee took a very rare step, Mr Speaker, resolving to order Mr Margerison to produce all documents requested and fully respond to all questions and appear at a hearing last Friday, the 28th of July. Unfortunately, Friday's hearing did not proceed, as Mr Margerison's lawyer informed us that Mr Margerison is now resident overseas, having severed all ties with the country of Australia many weeks ago. The committee's work is delayed as Mr Margerison's whereabouts, Mr Speaker, are unknown, and he considers himself outside the jurisdiction of this parliament. At its private meeting this morning, the committee considered this turn of events and resolved to write to his lawyer seeking advice as to Mr Margerison's whereabouts. Now, of course, it remains within the JCPAA's power to recommend referrals to other investigative bodies with the additional resources and powers which we may not possess. The committee will also shortly publish new information from Infosys, following evidence that Infosys paid Synergy 360 in the order of $16 million, including success fees, and held 11 meetings with former Minister Stuart Robert, sometimes without public servants present. The committee has reached no conclusions at this stage, and anyone with information is encouraged to contact the committee and is welcome to make a submission. And further hearings may be held in August and September, but I cannot advise the House when a report will be tabled. And finally, Mr Speaker, in the interest of transparency, the committee has also issued a public reminder that witnesses before committees are protected with respect to evidence by the law of parliamentary privilege, and that interfering with or harassing witnesses in any way may be regarded as a contempt of the parliament.